Hey, everybody. I thought long and hard about this. First of all, the acceptance speech that Kamala Harris gave to close the very successful 2024 Democratic National Convention in Chicago, that speech was one of the best speeches I've ever heard of its kind in my entire life. In 62 years on Earth, I've watched every single Democratic and Republican convention going all the way back to 1968. Never missed one. I can remember some lousy ones, a lot of milk toast ones, and then with Bill Clinton, you saw that we entered the era of the Democratic politician, in particular, as orator. And then Barack Obama took that to a whole nother level. Okay, Kamala Harris isn't that. She is, at her heart, because of her chosen direction, a prosecutor. And so, where she has come forward, where she has emerged, was from the place of being a prosecutor. And she sought the spotlight. And I've known Kamala, not intimately, but known, acquainted on first name basis, going back to 2007 when she ran for San Francisco District Attorney. And I was invited to her fundraiser at Delancey Street and got to this habit of going to her events, which were, it seemed, always held at Delancey Street, which is a fantastic foundation in San Francisco. But I digress. So she always sought elective office, but not, and I never got the feeling that it was for attention. It was because she believed society and believes there are major problems in American society. And then, of course, San Francisco, and then later California when she ran for Attorney General. I was there too when she won the nomination, that needed to be fixed. And the fixing didn't quite come to national attention, national prominence, until she ran for president and the debate between party candidates, Democratic Party candidates, where Joe Biden admitted something that he, to this day, wishes he didn't say, that he had, but it was true, friends on the other side of the aisle who were segregationists back in the 60s and 70s. And he had no problem making deals with them. Well, that completely set Kamala Harris on fire. The senator from California at the time just went ballistic, but in her prosecutorial way during the debate, and it hit home with a lot of people. I was surprised. I mean, it was raw, it was unbridled, and yet again, it was structured. It wasn't unintelligent, it wasn't crazy, and nothing like that at all. But it was purely from the heart. You could feel that. And it hit Joe Biden literally right between the cognitive eyes and much of the public. And I believe it was at that point that she found her voice, right at that point. And that's how she wound up getting selected as the vice presidential running mate. That really catapulted her. But the Kamala Harris we're seeing today, I don't know that anyone saw coming. Because, for example, I mean, let's face it. How many people actually believed that Kamala was going to be selected right off the bat as the replacement for Joe Biden? Now, succession points to that fact that it should have been her, and it was. But for some time, it was Gavin Newsom, and then we had, well, the other people that eventually were considered to be her vice presidential running mates, like Governor Shapiro out of Pennsylvania and so on. But Kamala emerged number one. And I heard someone mention something about her that brought me all the way back to the 2012 Democratic National Convention and the idea that she was the female Obama. And I always felt that there was a kind of a, dare I say, a kind of a jealousy on her part that Barack reached the level that he did, but maybe wasn't hitting the issues that she felt he should have hit. There's something there that I believe to this day didn't quite move the needle for her. And remember, she didn't right off the bat go and become a White House appointee or anything like that. She carved her own path, went from district attorney to attorney general in 2010. And of course, remember, that happened 2 years after Obama won the election. So she was on her own path. And she went from attorney general to, of course, presidential run. And she dropped out, fairly early. Campaign couldn't really get any traction after her great debate appearance earlier during that period. And then all of a sudden, quite literally, through a series of fits and starts, she emerged to be in the right place at the right time to get picked. Now, when you're picked, two things can happen. You can either sink or swim. But when you're talking about Democratic Party, you're not all on your own. You have other people working with you. And so it's her bench, the vast number of people from previous Obama campaigns, her own campaign, current White House, that group of people really got together and said, hey, look, the best look is for our current vice president to be the person that comes in and takes the place of our current president because of his health issues. And they did a virtuoso job of preparing her. So where Kamala Harris is today isn't just her, but it is her willingness to seek the path of other people, listen to them, create a multicultural set of people who represent different areas of power, and they move smartly. That's what she's done. So, but again, but it was in a way where it was very difficult to just say, oh yeah, I knew that was going to happen, even though you're going to have a lot of people saying, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Actually, they didn't. They didn't. The key reason is because she has grown into these roles as they've appeared. It's amazing to watch her growth. It's almost like she's hulking out, It really is. In a good way. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube and bookmark Zenny62blog.com and ZennyReport.com. I'll see you.